There it is.
Is it all working?
Everything's recording.
So we okay. All
All
right. Do
looks
you think
good.
they'll be able to hear the aircon? Not so much.
Probably not, but
No.
can you turn? Is there any way you
I
can turn
I
it down just
I'll
because of me?
I'll turn it off. There you go.
It should be warm enough.
Yeah, it probably is. I whacked it on 30, so it's
30 degrees.
30 degrees. Yeah.
I'm in the tropics.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that thing on Peep Show? Have you seen Peep Show?
No.
Oh my God.
Sounds like it's before my time.
It is probably before your time, yeah. It's probably slightly before my time, really, if you think about it. It's got Mark. No, that's the bloody stage name. Mark Corrigan and Jez. They are two people in their early 20s, just living in London and seeing how life sort of develops and love develops. It's a comedy show.
It's a comedy show.
Anyway, there's a sketch in the show where Mark goes, "You've got the boiler on like 30 degrees. What you doing that for?" And then Jez says, "Well, if you just put it on to 22, the boiler's kind of thinking, well, I've just got to get to 22. I've got loads of time. I'll shoot the breeze. It's fine." But if you put it on 30, they're thinking, holy shit, we've got to get to 30. We better sort our stuff out. And then as soon as it gets to 22, flip it down to 22 and then you're all good. It doesn't obviously work like that. But if you know, you know. If you don't, you're probably thinking, what?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Well, I urge you to watch Peep Show. Very, very funny. Very funny.
Are you a big TV guy?
Yeah. I used to be more so. Not so much anymore. It's time, isn't it? And also, we're spoilt for choice,
Yeah.
aren't we? We've got so much to choose from. I don't even have Sky anymore.
Neither do I.
Ditched Sky. I went to my parents' house the other day, and they still have Sky. And I go, "You've not ditched it yet." You just kind of think it's such a bit of an old thing to have now with Sky. Because since the invention of smart TVs, I know you've got all the apps, Netflix, Prime, Disney. You got everything that you need.
I mean, in our house we have the front room is a garage conversion, and that's like my room for my business and everything like that. And I'm redoing it currently, and I'm going to have a TV in there, but I'm not even going to bother with Ariel because there's just no need. I don't watch TV enough.
Yeah.
I just watch, Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, all that stuff.
Is it Dizzy what?
Disney Plus.
What's that?
Well, it's Disney. It's Disney's version of it.
You say Dizzy Plus?
No, I said Disney, didn't I?
What, you said Dizzy Plus?
No,
like,
Disney Plus.
That's some slang.
We'll listen to it in the edit and see what I said.
So, I'm going to listen to Dizzy Plus. Whack that on. That's what all the kids call it. Disney's too much. It's now Dizzy.
Because they've got Star Wars on there.
Well, Disney's weird, right? Because you think it's just going to be for kids. But obviously it's got everything that you want on it for adults as well. Because obviously they bought Fox, didn't they?
They bought loads of things. They bought rights to Star Wars, Fox.
Yeah.
Do they own Pixar now as well?
I don't think so. Maybe.
I think they bought one of the really big. Maybe it was DreamWorks.
Yeah, I just think of DreamWorks as Shrek and Pixar as Toy Story, and they obviously had those collaborations a long time ago.
Disney bought Pixar.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why they own. That's why Toy Story and stuff is on there.
Well, yeah, but Disney was always a Disney Pixar collaboration.
Was it?
I think so. So Toy Story was always Disney. What wasn't always Disney was Star Wars.
No, do you know what? I'm such a nerd for Star Wars, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm very mixed on Disney buying Star Wars because although they've done a lot of shit with it, they've also done a lot of good with it. I mean, The Mandalorian, the first 2 seasons at least, are really good.
Yeah, I liked that. I actually watched that.
Did you?
Yeah, I haven't watched. I don't think anything else. But I liked that. That spoiler alert. The end bit where he took his. Oh, what was it? When he took his. Well, yeah, that was it. When he took his helmet off because you couldn't see him the whole time. And when he finally took his helmet off to the little, what did you bloody call it?
Grogu.
Yeah. I was like, oh man, it hits me in the feels because he was like a father. That was like a father figure, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I also thought it was quite good how they kept it sort of part of the story, so you could see where it was in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite clever because they had, I think they had Anakin, didn't they? It was when it was still Anakin, I think.
What, the Star Wars universe? The
No,
Mandalorian part.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Then they have a fight.
Yes. No, it was after the death of. So it was in the like timeline, because Luke's in it and Luke's at his peak in Grogu.
Yeah.
That means that it was after Darth Vader died, and so did the Emperor, and before they came back. Yeah, because in what is it, not A New Hope, Return of the Jedi. Obviously, Darth Vader dies, and so does the Emperor. Well, as we thought, which the Emperor should have been dead. He's obviously the Emperor's thrown off kind of the Death Star, thrown down that tunnel, and then Darth Vader dies with the Death Star. So it was after that, and that's the one thing about Star Wars is that Luke is the most powerful Jedi of all time, right?
Right.
But you never ever get to see him, other than that one episode in Mandalorian. Do you remember the one where he storms a ship to find Grogu?
Yeah.
That's the only episode you get to see Luke in his actual, like, full glory.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought Matrix. Fan of Matrix?
I haven't watched Matrix. It's regrettably, because I do want to watch it, I just haven't watched it.
You need to watch Matrix, but do not watch the fourth installment, which is the classic thing, the classic movie trio. And then they make a fourth movie because the trio made so much, and they ended it at the trio. You thought it was the trio, and then they make the fourth movie, and it just doesn't kind of work. No. They did it with, they've done it with so many things, but yeah, terrible. So the whole premise of the Matrix was that, the premise of the Matrix,
Yeah, I know red pill, blue pill, there's a world happening outside of reality.
Yeah, well, ultimately, we're all in a make-believe.
Yeah.
So this is all make-believe, it's all bollocks. And it's all kept just to keep our minds working, because our minds are hooked up in reality, we're all just like in big pods.
Yeah.
And big machines and computers have taken over the world, and they use us to ultimately... they farm off us, and they keep us as like little batteries.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. Some people believe it. Some people passionately believe that this is real, and there's huge conspiracy theories about it.
Yeah.
But in the fourth installment, they just kind of turn that on its head completely. The whole three films then didn't make any sense. I'm putting this aircon back on because I am cold, but I will turn it down for everyone thinking aircon makes you cold, but this also heats too. So there you go, it heats.
Yeah,
every
you
aircon.
can't do both at the same time, though.
No, well, that'd be stupid. That work.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah. It's like going on. It's like doing the reverse and accelerate at the same time. Just doesn't really kind of work.
Yeah.
But yeah, they all have heating functions. Should we say a bit about ourselves?
Yeah, I suppose we should actually probably get into
first?
talking about what's going on. No, do you know what? I'll let you go first.
All right.
I'll let you take the floor.
Very, very kind. My name is Oliver McLaughlin. I run a business called Investment Street, which has got quite a few properties in. Started up from scratch. Always had a passion of politics. I wanted to get into politics, but it's a bit of a hard slog, and there's not a lot of money in it, believe it or not. But I also love talking. I've been on camera a few times for like Homes of the Hammer and things like that. under the property sphere, it's how I met Alex, and yeah, I'm a family man. Got 3 kids so far. A loving wife and a dog, and that's me in a nutshell. But you'll find out a lot more about us, and hopefully we kind of professionalize this a little bit so we get better and better. But we're just going to try and start. We sort of set this up just for a bit of fun, really. And if it pulls off, if it goes anywhere, then great. I suppose we thought there was a bit of a gap in the market for sort of straight talking, common sense talking, just normal guys just having a chat about the week, and so yeah, that's where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose we set this up. I mean, one of the things obviously we talked about is that no matter what, this is to enjoy it. This is to have fun. We're obviously both quite political people, but we're also normal people.
Yeah.
You know, we're not. We didn't grow up with a. You know, what's the saying? Silver spoon.
Silver spoon in your mouth.
Yeah, didn't grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth.
Yeah.
I suppose we all did actually. Technically, I know it's stainless steel, isn't it? What most cutlery is made out of.
Well, I assume the silver spoon in your mouth comes from the difference between yeah, commoners would just have regular metal, or whatever the metal was of the day, or even wood. I don't know, sticks. But if you had silver cutlery, you were up there. You were a posh totty. You had a lot of money because your cutlery was made out of silver.
Yeah.
So there you go. You could say you had knife and fork on your plate, but it doesn't sound as good as silver spoon.
No, that's true.
It's the silver spoon that gets it, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then you can't just say you grew up with a silver spoon. Doesn't work as well.
Really well, does it?
No. There you go.
Well, I suppose, as I was saying, like, we both normal people. Ish. I mean,
we're not that normal.
No, we're both. I mean, you were saying that you don't drink tea or coffee, and I'd say that's probably as most abnormal as they come.
I mean, borderline barbaric, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, especially for a British person.
Yeah, I know. I would consider myself as quite patriotic, but I do not drink tea. So there you go. Well, as I explained to you earlier, I have an issue with tea. The issue I have with tea is... Well, the thing is, right, you make it, and it's a lot of faff to make. You might think, no, it's not, but yes, it is, right? I've got a can of Tango Cherry in front of me. All I did was get it out of the fridge and opened it. Done. Really, really easy. But with a cup of tea, you got to get the mug out. First of all, right, it's already an extra bit because you've got to get the mug. You've got to make sure it's clean, right? If you haven't already washed it or whatever, and then you've got to boil the kettle, wait for that to boil. Then you've got to faff around and hope that you got tea in. Then you've got to get your sugar. You've got to make sure the milk's in date, which is easy enough when you're at home, I suppose. But when you're in an office, it's not always guaranteed. And then you've got to make it, and then you got to, and this is the difficult bit. You got to make sure that it's the right temperature. Because you can't just make a cup of tea and shove it straight down you.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
That's exactly what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
It's boiling hot.
Yeah, well,
it's literally boiling hot.
It's not going to be boiling hot. Well, it's going to be boiling.
It is going to be boiling hot because it's straight from the kettle.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be hot.
Yes, but not boiling hot.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're not meant to drink it boiling hot.
I'm not drinking just the black tea. As soon as you put milk in it, it's going to cool it down anyway.
Only a little bit. It depends how much milk you have.
Yeah.
But I do like tea. It's just not worth it. I've summed it up, the pros and the cons weigh out. I don't love tea. I like tea, but I don't love it. Maybe if I loved it, it would be different.
I feel like we could have a whole episode talking about how ridiculous that is and how to make tea.
Well, if you you could leave it for a while. You can preempt that you want a tea in half an hour and just leave it on the side, but then it'll get too cold. So at what point do you realise that the tea is at the perfect temperature?
There's not one
The-
perfect temperature. You
The
just
only
drink
the
it.
only way to do it is to test it.
You just drink
And
it.
if you've tested it too early, then you scald your mouth. I've got a very sensitive mouth, I think.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Because sometimes I get something out of the microwave, eat it too hot, and I burnt my mouth. So
Shit, damn ya.
maybe that's it.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that's
why.
Maybe we've worked it out.
It's
Right.
like when people are colorblind. They don't know they're color. They don't know they're colorblind because that's all they know.
Mm.
And
Well,
then,
they do know they're colourblind, but they don't know
no, but they
what
don't.
it would
They
look
don't
like.
know they're colorblind. If you take a young kid, right, an infant at school, how do they know every color is the same? So when they say green, well, not every color is the same because it's a different shade. So if you say green, they may naturally believe, what they see is green. They wouldn't know until they go to a doctor or anything like that to tell them they are colorblind. I can't imagine a 5-year-old that's colorblind would genuinely know he's colorblind unless you go right, pick up the green ball and he picks up the red.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
But how many times does a parent go right? There's 4 different balls in front of you here. There's a red, the green, a yellow,
well,
and a red.
it'd be a good few years.
Yeah.
But they have that with all sorts of things with kids, all sort of I don't want to say disabilities, but
Yeah.
I mean, I had speech therapy when I was like 6 because
Yeah.
I couldn't speak properly. But at what point do you realise, or do you think to yourself, maybe my child needs a bit of extra help? Maybe there is a problem. I don't think you can even diagnose like ADHD and stuff like that until they're later on in life.
But the list for getting diagnosed with ADHD are out of the world now. Out of this world.
What's that, sir?
The list for getting diagnosed with ADHD. Because
Yeah.
so many of my generation are like, oh, I've got ADHD.
Well, it's like it's like obsessive compulsive disorder or whatever. There's
Yeah, but-
so many things that I think people like a label.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They just want to label themselves to feel special.
To be honest, though, I like a label a little bit. I think everybody does. I think it's natural almost to sort of say, here you are, you're in this category. And I think that's nice to do.
Yeah, but there's labels with some
to
things.
have.
ADHD is not really one you want a label for.
Well,
you turn
maybe
the heater
not.
on.
Yeah. Is it too hot?
No, I didn't realise you turned that. I thought you'd put the aircon on.
Yeah, no.
That's fine.
I was getting cold again. So yeah, I think we were saying, I think even ADHD people like it. Sometimes people own it. Sometimes, or even maybe when people don't have something, they say that they've got it to excuse certain behaviours or just to give a reason of why they're quite eccentric or whatever.
Yeah, but that's fine. But the problem is people use it for the wrong reasons. They do shit at work and they say, oh, sorry, I've got ADHD. Oh, you missed my birthday party. Oh, sorry, yeah, I've got ADHD. You can't blame me. It's like, no, I can blame you. Just because you have ADHD doesn't excuse you from being a prick.
Yeah. Well, obviously not all ADHD people.
No, of course. I've met a lot of people that have ADHD. You know what? I met someone, so I suppose my soon-to-be girlfriend's friends, I met them, went round their house, and he's got, ADHD, but he doesn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I only know
It probably
because...
manifests itself in different ways.
Yeah. Sometimes you can tell.
And
Some people.
I know I'm no expert on it and stuff. My wife says I'm dyslexic, which is a very. If you look at, I mean, I struggle to read and things like that.
Yeah.
I've been told that many times over, but I've never had a test. I don't know if I am or I'm not. But why does it matter?
What does it matter?
Yeah. But it's quite cool to be labelled something.
Some
It's
things,
like it's like star signs. People love to put a reason behind something. So people put in they say, oh yeah, it's because I'm Taurus. I'm Aries, Aquarius, or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard it.
It's just my star sign. It's just the way I am. It's like, do you believe in all that stuff? No. In fact, they say that if they did if you look at the stars now, because they've moved since the constellation 1,000 years ago, whatever they had it at.
Yeah.
It's all in like Roman times, I think. Then it would all be different dates. So when you think you're this, you're actually that.
Yeah.
It's a interesting one. Is it all working?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't introduce yourself.
No, yeah, I know. I was thinking that I probably should. Yeah, so I'm Alex Harwood. Just like Oliver, I own a business, just at a very different point. I only set this up in the grand scheme of things quite recently. I literally felt like 2 minutes ago. Like this whole period of time has absolutely flown by. I think that's a perk of doing what you like, and then also just being older, getting older, isn't it? Time moves quickly.
They did some studies on that.
Yeah, well, I think it's because when you're young, so the big difference is when you're young compared to old.
Yeah.
And I think what they found was that when you're young, your brain is constantly on. You're constantly learning.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're older, your brain already knows and is programmed to do certain things. So for example, when you drive to work, your commute to work, because you do it so many times, your brain's clocked on compared to the first couple of times. Because when you first go to a new job, you're driving to work, it seems like a long time. The same as so does the day. But then 6 months in.
Do you ever find that it's quicker to go somewhere than it is to get back? No, the other way around.
Yeah.
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 It takes longer to get there than it does on the way back.
I used to have to travel to Portsmouth, and the drive there always used to be like just crazy long. Like, it just felt ages. But the drive back, just like that. It's crazy.
Like that.
Yeah, literally.
Did you hear that? What's that comedian or whatever? It might be a skit. They said they took the mick out of the advertisement that says it was for a charity, and they said each time someone clicks their fingers, someone in Africa dies or whatever, and they threw out this advert. They kept on going, and then this comedian goes on, "Stop clicking your fingers! Why'd you clicking your fingers each time you do it? Someone dies." Very funny. Probably available on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not that.
I think I have seen that actually.
Yeah, pretty the things that sort of just go into your mind, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So what things are we going to be talking about? We are going to be releasing, hopefully, anyway, and it's still early days. We're all kind of in the testing mode of things. So we thought we'd just do this quick one just to sort of, I suppose, introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
Have a quick chat. So we're going to be doing 2 a week. First one is, roughly speaking, the last week's news. So we talk about sort of topical information or things that we find interesting anyway, for the past week. And then the second one will just be a segment on a subject. And that's kind of it really. We'll stick it on. We've had a look. We can get on Spotify quite easy enough.
Yeah.
What else? What else are we available on?
Well, we're going to do YouTube, obviously.
Yeah.
Probably knock some clips up from some of these, chuck them on some short forms. But in general, we'll stick with those 2 for now. And then when everything's up and running, we'll probably start to we'll get something on Amazon and Apple.
Yeah.
I think we'll just need to have a look a little bit into what do we need to do that, because I think Amazon, like I said to you before, I think Amazon's the one that's going to require a little bit more looking into, because obviously it's paid platform as well, so you can sell stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Can you buy podcasts on Amazon?
No, I mean I would have thought everything. It's like we said earlier, everything is. We are the products, right? So people will tune in and pay Amazon or pay whoever to listen to us. Well, hopefully, anyway.
Yeah.
And so we are the products. And then if they want to put in advertisements or whatever, I mean, I don't know how it works with regards to us doing advertising or anything like that. So it's not something that we're looking at doing anytime soon.
No.
But why not? You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having said that, this Tango cherry is really, really nice.
Yeah, a bit of product placement now. We should ask them to sponsor us.
Yeah, we're joking. It's not getting sponsored by Tango. You know.
It's a horrible drink until Tango sponsor us, and then it's a lovely drink.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
I think something also to add on to what we're going to be doing is on the second podcast. I think the topics we're going to talk about are really important as well. I mean, what we're not going to do. I mean, we're going to have fun with it, but we're talking about serious things here. You know, we're talking about business, we're talking about life, we're talking about kind of. I think a lot of the taboo subjects people don't want to talk about these days, for whatever reasons. You know, I suppose politics is that taboo subject. I think everyone's so afraid of talking. Aren't they? Everyone's so afraid because
full disclosure, we are on the right of politics.
Yeah.
Which is I listen to quite a few podcasts, news agents, and the other things like that. There's one with Astor Campbell and another one with George Osborne, and they've got good political podcasts, and obviously they are all journalists and or ex ministers and things like that, but they are all on the left. I'd say probably George Osborne is the only one that's probably centre. All the rest of them are on the left of politics, and so there isn't that much out there, I don't think, for the right. But we're not journalists, so we can just do our best.
Yeah, look. The thing is, right? We're normal people, right? We go into the supermarket. We know the prices of food. We can see it increase. I know how much the bloody 99p Mackey's cheeseburger has gone up, right? Is
it not 99p?
Oh God, no! It's like £1.50.
You said it was 99p.
It used to be. Do you know what? It used to be when I was at uni.
Yeah,
and that was a year and a bit ago.
You know the classic metric, don't you?
What's that?
How much is the cost of a Freddo?
They're 35p now.
Are they 35p?
35p.
I thought they were more than that. I thought they were like 40p.
Well, that was at a newsagents, mind you, not Tesco's. So I'm sure there are Tesco's.
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone's got their own barometer, but mine is a packet of Haribo sweets, like the large packet. You know, the 160, 180, 225 grams. I think is the original OG size of a packet of Haribo, and they should always be 99p or a pound. And seeing the cost of those, but I kind of think in the past few years costs have just gone mental. I mean, obviously we all know about the inflation shooting up, but there seems to be, when I say mental, I don't even necessarily mean going up. I just mean fluctuating loads.
Yeah.
Like you could go into a shop and a packet of Haribo could be £3.50, or we can walk into a shop and a packet of Haribo could be £1. Like there seems to be no kind of, the whole thing of this is how much it costs is almost gone out the window. It's just insane. See those like candy kittens? You see, I buy a lot of sweets. They're called candy kittens, I think, and they could be like £4. Have you seen like Huel?
Yeah, Huel's.
Like what the hell? That's like £4 for a drink.
Yeah, it's
I think they're marketing it as a meal, and so they say it's a meal replacement.
Do you know what's really funny about that though?
But
do you know what I think of when I think of complete rip-off in terms of charging someone absolutely way too much for what it is? Starbucks. And do you know what's really interesting?
Yeah.
Lots of Starbucks in the UK have shut down. You know the one in Buckingham?
That's shut down.
That's shutting down.
I'm not surprised about that though.
No, it was a really bad location.
It was a bad location.
But guess what's also shutting down? I literally went outside.
The Beefeater.
No. They're shutting loads of Pizza Hut restaurants as well.
Oh yeah,
60 of them.
Yeah, that was in the news the other day. It's a shame because there's no Pizza Hut where I am. I like Pizza Hut.
Oh, so do I. I think it's by far the best one in terms of.
I'd even quick. For me, it's like I think about when I was a kid, and Pizza Hut was always dominant when I was a kid, and it was Domino's that was like the rising star, yeah. But I know that when my mum and dad said we're ordering pizza, we'll be ordering Pizza Hut. And so for me, it just reminds me of being a kid. And so I do like it. There is one in Milton Keynes though, and
There is, yeah.
so
There's a couple in Milton Keynes actually, isn't there?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Not as many as Domino's though. Domino's are bloody everywhere.
Domino's are everywhere because it's an easy and quick franchise to start. Domino's is it's like Subway.
What is Domino's doing right that Pizza is doing wrong?
You what?
What is Domino's doing right that Pizza Hut is doing wrong?
That's the question.
That's the question.
But more importantly, has Domino's just got more reserves to try and offset any losses than Pizza Hut did? Or has Pizza Hut losses continued longer than Domino's? Because I guarantee when those statements come out this year, the cash flow forecasts and stuff, guarantee UK businesses, there is going to be a absolute clear metric that they are losing money in terms of purchases.
Well, they're both franchises though, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I mean, this is a lack of knowledge on this one, but when you get Pizza Hut that says oh, we're closing X amount of branches, how are they making that decision on behalf of the franchisees? Is it? I know franchisees have many restaurants, so it could be that it was one of the biggest companies within the franchise have said we're making this decision to close it. But I don't know. Is it something from head office? Have they said, look, we're not doing very good for a brand. You need to sell up, or I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I think, and I'll be brutally honest, I don't know either. But what I'm assuming it's going to be is down to liability. Who has liability of it? Because you would think it's the.
What do you mean?
So obviously, if it's a franchisee, they go to this company, right, and they go, okay, I want to set up a business. I want to set up one of your locations. Yeah. They go, okay, yeah. So they pay the franchisor.
Yeah.
X amount.
Yeah.
They have an office, they fit it out, they pay rent on the premises. But my question is, what's the liability of it and who has the liability of it?
Liability, you mean...
Is it the company or is it the franchisor? Is it the franchisee or is it the franchisor? Because it's their brand name.
Every franchise is different, but it tends to be that the franchisee pays
a fee to the franchisor.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying
there might be a monthly cost, or there'll be a certain amount of percentage of revenue that they have to pay over.
What I mean, in the event of a business failing, the overarching franchisor, there's got to be something written in the contract that, because obviously the business still has to pay. They're still liable for these restaurants. So I mean, 60 Pizza Hut restaurants, although it sounds... Well, actually...
It's probably still thousands. I won't worry about it.
Yeah, but I suppose the question there is, when it says restaurants, are we talking about sitting down? Or are we talking about takeaway? Because...
I would imagine probably a collection of both.
Yeah.
I imagine so.
Because I'll say 60 restaurants is quite big.
You know the ones that... with the fastest growing franchise... Subway, yeah.
I used to work Subway.
Did you?
I used to work at Subway in Buckingham when I was 16 to 18, sixth form. And also I worked it for a year at Bournemouth.
I went to Subway the other day.
Yeah.
I walked out.
Why?
Without a Subway. It was like £9 for a Subway.
Yeah, it's expensive.
I was like, that's a joke. I swear it used to be like... I swear it was like £4 for a 6-incher, and if you want to go for a foot long, it was like £6.
Yeah,
something like that. So you kind of go, oh, all right, then I'll go for the foot long. But now it's like £9. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I walked out. Expensive. I got a meal deal from Co-op.
What I'm interested to find out is, I think this is only going to continue because I think so as a company like McDonald's, you can't just lower your prices, right? If you make a 99p cheeseburger £1.50, you can't just then go, okay, we're going to make it £1.30. Number one, because it makes you look like an absolute...
You can do.
You legally can do.
Have you heard of shrinkflation?
No, I have not heard of shrinkflation. I've heard of deflation.
Yeah, so shrinkflation is kind of it's a funny term. So it's basically when it's inflation, but you're not changing the price, you're just reducing the product. So hence shrink. So instead of having it
Toblerone.
yeah, well, they just make it smaller.
Yeah.
And they sell still the same price, still the same quality, not the same amount.
Not
You know?
the same size.
Not the same
Yeah.
amount. And you see slowly the amount of grams going in that are less. It's like I was talking about the Haribo packets earlier. Like the OG packet is 225 grams, but you start seeing them at 160. You know, the prices stay the same, but okay, there's less. So you can get away with it and things like that. But at some point, you just got to go, all right, there's no burger left. You know, we've shrunk it down so much. But then they start re-advertising it again as a much bigger burger. So if you shrunk it down to, I don't know, so almost where it gets pointless, you can then say, you know, a new saver menu, deluxe, bigger size, and there's more money. And in your head, you go, well, it's a bigger size, so I'm okay to spend more money on it. But actually, it was probably more of the size that it used to be.
Yeah.
You know, they just shrunk it down so much. Everyone's got used to that smaller size, and then it sort of I mean, they're you know, they're smart. I'd say one of the interesting thing is food. I always think food is so cheap. I like, if you think about, people go, oh no, food's so expensive now. You know how much it used to be a few years ago. Yeah, but food's still cheap. I'm comparing it against like the minimum wage, right? So what's minimum wage now? Like £12, something like that.
Like, £12.55, isn't it?
Yeah, so you could work for an hour and feed yourself for probably 2 days.
Yeah, I suppose though that, you know, the counter
Do you
of
know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah, I mean,
And that's good.
but that's
That's
a very very bad way of looking at it.
I think it's a very good way. Of looking.
No, it's not, because if you think of someone, right, you have an individual. Let's say, okay,
I'm not talking about anything else. I'm just talking about food.
I mean, yeah,
food versus wages.
but food's always
Everything else has gone up, but food is compared to, I bet if you get a graph up, right, and you look at food inflation compared to wages, I bet food over the past 30, 50 years or whatever has gone right down. What has gone right up is everything else. So that's your car, your housing costs, your holidays, everything like that has gone up. So the cost of living and all the rest of it is still as bad as it always used to be or whatever, but that's not because of food.
I disagree.
You don't have to disagree. You can Google it.
So hold on, let's have a look. So what are you saying that?
I'm saying,
Should we use ChatGPT? Very neutral,
sure,
good source.
go ahead. So what you'd say is food prices, show a history of food prices versus wages. And I bet you food prices have gone down massively over the past 50 years.
I'll just look it up normally.
It's only recently had an uptick over the past, but even that, wage inflation has gone up by, I think, about 8% or something like that over the past 2 years. And that's per year.
Kind of had to, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's had to, but not necessarily had to, but it kind of had to, yeah. So, yeah, have a look at that.
No, there's graphs, but they're all kind of showing different things.
Yeah. Might
How
have to
food
be,
prices affect wage growth.
might have to be
UK wages versus CPI and food prices. So what are you saying that?
So I'm saying food now, as a percentage of the average wage, is a lot cheaper than it was in the past.
It's not. I've gone up at pretty much the same level. That's wage growth, food prices, and CPI.
And what's the red line?
The top two. So no, that's CPI. That's the Consumer Price Index. The red line.
Wow. I'll have to look at it.
You have a little look.
You might be looking at the wrong graph. I have
someone that's wrong will always try and convince themselves.
No. I have seen it. I haven't just made it up. I have seen this. So I don't know. I'll have to have a look, and I will share it with you on the next podcast, and everyone can tune in and go, Oliver was right.
We'll have a little look, and I'll tell you the statistical reasons that
but
graph is bullshit.
Property and everything else has gone up massively compared to wages.
Yeah. No, I fully agree with that. I fully agree with that. And it's interesting.
And that's gone up because ultimately, well, two things. Immigration,
Yep.
not building enough houses.
Yep.
I'm going to add a third one, lending.
Is it because lending's become more prominent or less prominent?
No, it's easier.
Yeah.
You know,
Since 2008.
well, since the 1970s. So before you see, you ever heard people say like, oh, in the 80s it was really bad because interest rate was really high.
Yes.
So the interest rate was like 8, 9, 10. No, I think it was more than that. It was like double digits. I think it was like 12% or something.
Yeah.
And people go, and then you know, people go, oh, how did they possibly live? How did they work that with an interest rate of, you know, triple what it is now? Well, it's because the amount that they borrowed was a lot less, because the house was a lot less. So you didn't. So the cost of it effectively was therefore a lot less. But it was you couldn't afford then to buy multiple houses because of the cost of everything else was quite high as a percentage.
Yeah, I mean, housing is definitely going to be a topic we're talking about, especially given that one thing as well with this podcast, which is really interesting, is we're of different generations. We're of different ages. So we're going to see some things completely differently. Obviously, I'm 23.
And I'm 28.
You're 20? You're not 28.
I'm 35.
Fuck it, man. I swear you said you're not 28.
You said I did look younger though.
You did look younger.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
I went home and told. I went home and told my wife. I was like, guess what? Yeah, Alex thought I was 28. She says, well, you don't. Yeah.
Great.
I do think, I don't know if any of my friends will ever be listening to this, but I do think I look slightly younger than quite a few of my friends. The reason why I can say that is because a lot of my friends have gone grey or bald even.
I'm going grey.
Are you?
You can't tell because my hair is so short.
Yeah.
But if I grew it to the length yours is, and I've got really thick hair,
it's crazy.
You can see the grey stuff.
So my mate was bald by the time he was 21. Oh, that's crazy.
I haven't got receding hairline though. My hair. So a lot of my friends have massively. They've got very thin hair, so you can easily see a scalp. I've got one friend that has a massive bald patch right there.
Yeah.
But my hair isn't receding at all.
I think receding hairline's scary because it happens over time. You don't necessarily even notice it until, you know.
You compare it with someone else.
Yeah, or you compare it to an old photo or something like that. And geez, what's happened? I mean, I think mine's not great, but it was the same when I was 16. If you look at a photo of me, an old photo of me, it is still quite far back.
Yeah.
So I think I'm all right. But yeah, don't have any grey hairs. I have the occasional one or two. Yeah, but no, they're more like in my beard. They're more around here. That I have a bit more. People get a lot more flavour in their beards. I think. You ever see that?
A lot more what?
Flavour.
Do you know what that reminds me of?
Colour.
You know the Twits, the Roald Dahl book.
Twix.
The Twits.
Twits. Oh, the Twits. Yes.
Do you remember the guy that always gets food stuck in his beard? That's what saying that reminds me of.
Yeah. So no, people get different colours. So some people, they'll be brown haired on top, but they might have they're brown, bit of grey, bit of ginger. It's all in the mix.
My beard's a bit ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people have like all different types of bits around it, or they might have like a gingery bit here and then a grey bit over there, and then
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. I actually I don't know if you won't notice. I had a beard transplant.
Did you?
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is all fake. No, actually, some of it's real. I didn't have nothing. All this is real, and then this is real, and then I just sort of filled in the gaps here. I got my hair cut yesterday, and new barber, and they did it slightly differently. But yeah. So yeah, they take it all from the back of your head, on the back there, and then they just put it in. Yeah. I've got to be honest. I just thought when I was going into it, I did it a few years ago, and I thought, What's the harm? This is easy, right? And then I walked in and they started numbing me all, and not straight, not quite like that. It sounds like I walked in, they pinned me to the floor and
Yeah.
started No, they explained the whole process. We drew a line and all the rest of it. And in hindsight, I think I wish I had a bit more higher up like that, but I don't know. But they did all that stuff, and then they got me into the room, and then they started numbing me up with my permission. And I went to the UK, somewhere in the UK. A lot of people go to Turkey to do it, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make sure it was right. Read up the reviews, did a lot of homework with it. And then they started taking it out, and then they have all your little hair follicles, and they lay it on this piece of tissue almost, and you have a little break, and then you go back in. They start numbing your face up and put it in your face. And I will confess that in that break, I called up Charlotte, my wife, and I said, I was a little bit teary. I go, I don't know what I've done here. I think I've messed up. I mean, it's too late now because I've got all my hair out. It's like, what have I done? And the whole thing well hurt, and it was all puffy. And then when they stuck it into my face, that was all puffy. It just looked like a chipmunk. It wasn't nice. But then over the following months, it starts to develop, and it's weird as well because the hair starts falling out, which is a scary thing. You put your hair in, you almost look for a moment that you've got your full set, and then it all starts falling out because it kind of dies and then it regrows. Yeah. But
It's just the hair follicles they're putting in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the little bit.
Yeah.
But I would highly recommend it if people feel a bit self-conscious about themselves.
Yeah.
I think probably best to do it when you're in your later 20s, earliest, because I think obviously it takes,
they're still developing, aren't they?
Yeah. You've gone for the tash look, haven't you?
Yeah. Do you know what I used to?
That's very much in at the moment.
Yeah.
Tashes and mullets are in.
Yeah.
I don't have the confidence for that.
Do you know what the thing is? So I truly think with especially short hair like buzz cutters, and a tash, it doesn't work with everyone. I think the buzz cut more because it depends on your face shape.
Yeah.
Because all of my friends, if I imagine them with buzz cut, they would look ridiculous.
Yeah, I do think your line has got to be forward a bit. You've also got to have either a lot of hair or maybe thick hair or whatever. So I've got quite thin hair. I've got a lot of hair, but I've got thin hair.
Yeah.
So I think it can, under the right or the wrong light or whatever, it can maybe look a bit bald, just because of how thin it is. If it's wet.
Yeah. Well, we've just gone completely off topic. Everyone's going to think this is like a grooming, a male's self-improvement grooming podcast now.
I wonder the sort of people that will end up listening to us. It won't be like this every time, though. I don't think.
No.
This is a bit about us.
This is because we had no topics to discuss. I mean, I think we started a little bit on economics and politics.
But there is, I don't think there's anything bad going off on.
No, I've got no problem going off on a tangent.
No, I've got nothing wrong with that. No.
Me editing it might have a problem. We'll see.
Just don't edit it. Just do a Joe Rogan and just leave it.
No, because I need to. Because then, who's going to be on camera?
What do you mean?
When we speak, who's going to be on camera?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't you do one of those things though, where if someone talks, then the camera's on you? You don't like on Teams. You've been on like Teams or whatever.
Yeah.
You could have it where you've got the whole thing, and then whoever's talking. It's a bit awkward when you get multiple people talking, but largely whoever's talking is on the screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so.
There might be a bit of software
yet.
that can do that though.
Maybe. I'll have a think. Let's just see. I'll see how this goes.
This microphone with that camera, and whenever this is on, that camera's in focus.
If there is I don't know.
That would save so much time. Yeah.
I'll have to see.
Probably.
But anyway, let's. I think we should call it there.
Want to wrap it up?
Yeah, call it for the first one.
How long's that?
47 minutes, 48 minutes, 49 minutes.
That's comfortable, I think.
Yeah.
So if you're on the way to work and it's 45 minutes, you can listen to us jabber on.
All sorts.
we've got to make it. I don't know. I think being sometimes involved in a conversation is quite good. So, but then also giving a bit of information might be quite good. But I don't know. We'll see. Well, stay tuned for the next one. And are we going to do another one after this, or should we just do one this week?
Hold this for this
one
week.
this week, and then
two next week.
Two next week, and then 2 weeks, and then I think we should aim for 2 always. But yeah, that's it. All right, well, that's a wrap.
Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, that concludes it.
Yeah, so just press the button.